Hi everyone, in this video we'll be going through significant figures, and just like decimal place and tens place and hundreds place, significant figures is just another way to round off certain set of numbers. And we're going to go through the certain ideas surrounding what are significant figures. There are basically 5 definitions or 5 points of how a significant figure is defined. So for example, all non-zero digits are significant, right? So what do you mean by all non-zero digits are significant? So if let's have a number here, 3, 7, 2, 4, all these are significant. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll say this particular number has 4 significant figure. We can write sig fig for now. 4 significant figures. And let's say we have another number 0, 2, 4, 5, 3, right? Later we learn that this 0 is not significant, but for now, all these numbers are always significant. So 2, 4, 5, 3. So this is also 4 significant. We can also have 4 SF as well. Pretty much the same thing, right? So since all non-zero digits, which I mean to say 1, 2, 3, all the way to 9, because digit is just a single digit, all the way to 9, they are significant. So the only ones that we're going to be talking about is which zeros are significant. Right, I sort of hinted one in this particular page. Over here, this 0 will be one kind of 0 that will say that it's insignificant. But we're going to learn why and how we're going to define these significant numbers, these significant figures. Right? Next, we have zeros between non-zero digits are significant. Right? So meaning to say that if I have a number 302, since non-zero digits are significant already, the 0 in between will be significant as well. So it will be counted as a significant figure. So over here you have 3SF altogether. All of them are significant. Next number, if let's say we have a number 340.002, these are your non-zero digits, correct? And all these zeros in between here are between the non-zero digits. Non-zero and non-zero as well. And because they are in between two non-zero digits, right, all these zeros will be significant. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this particular number has 6 significant figures from the 3 all the way to the 2, with the zeros in between being significant. Next, zeros before the first non-zero digits are not significant. So let's talk about intuitive sense here. So if let's say we have a number called number 20, if we were to add a 0 in front of them, or add even 2 zeros in front of them, they are insignificant. They don't change the value because all of these just equals 20. The values does not change. This is sort of an idea we're using for this particular point on significant figures. But what is more important is it's actually more than what it says here. So for example, we have a number called 0.002305. Here we have 2 different sets of zeros, over here and over here. So we know for a fact that this 0 is really significant because our rule number 2, where it's between 2 non-zero digits. Right, so it's really significant here. But over here, this is our zeros before the first non-zero digit. So because of this rule, these are not significant. Okay, significant. And this particular number will only have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this particular number will have 4 significant figures, despite having zeros before the first non-zero digit, which is the 2. Okay, next. Over here we have a new rule. It says zeros after non-zero digit after decimal point are significant. Meaning to say that if you have a decimal point here and 9 and 0, 0, so decimal point and a non-zero digit is over here. This is your non-zero digit NZD, and these zeros will be significant as well by virtue of the fact that they are after a non-zero digit that's after the decimal place. So over here, all these will be counted as significant figures, and we say that this particular number has 3SF. Okay, so next one to try. 0.001030200. These are insignificant because they are before the first non-zero digit. This 0 is significant. This 0 is significant as well for the same reason, because they are flanked by two non-zero digits, meaning to say that they are in between two non-zero digits. Over here, this set of zeros will be significant as well because they are after the non-zero digit that is after decimal place. And so over here you have 1, 2, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7 significant figures. Next, last rule. The last will be a bit trickier because it's non-determinate. It only tells you that the zeros after the last non-zero digit in a whole number, very important, in a whole number, may or may not be significant. Why is that so? Right, let's give a few examples first. 45,000. Okay? 4,500. 4,500 can have 2 SF, can have 3 SF, or can even have 4 SF. Why is that so? So, for example, if let's say you have a number 4500.1, right? Currently it has 5 SF because these zeros are in between two non-zero digits. And if you to round it off to 4 SF, you have to look at the fifth SF. This is the fifth significant figure, and it tells you to round down. So if to round this down, you get the following number, 4,500. And all these will be significant, so you have your 4 SF over here. Next, if let's say you have a number such as 4503, and you want to round it off to 3 SF. So you look at all these numbers, they're all significant because this 0 is in between two non-zero digits again. So this is a 4th SF. And when you look at the 4th SF, it tells you to round down again. And lo and behold, you get the same number as well. But in this time, it's 3 SF. So these three numbers are significant except for the last one. This can also work for numbers like 4498. If you look at 4498, you want to run off to the 3SF as well. And what will you get? You look at the 4th SF, it tells you to round up. And you have to round up, and your 9 will be pushed over to 500, And the same thing, it will be 3SF as well. Because it has to go up, and 9 cannot hold a 10, so we go to 4,500. Last number, if you want to look at it as 2SF numbers. So let's say you have a number, very simply put, you have 4510. Same thing, you want to round 2SF. And what do you get if you round to 2SF? You look at your third SF, it tells you to round down. You get 4500 as well, 2SF. Right? So what does it say? It says that 4,500 can have 4SF, it can have 3SF, or 2SF. It cannot have 1SF because all non-zero digits are significant. So if you have to ask how many significant figures does it have, how many SF? Well, because this is a whole number and these are the zeros that precede the last non-zero digit, the answer will be, it depends. It depends on how it was rounded to. Okay, but we know for sure that it can have 2 to 4 SF. Alright, that's it for now. Thank you so much for your time.